Hi guys, thanks for joining me. I was looking at my shelves in the man cave and noticed that I've got quite a few builds that, if you like, could be grouped as American aircraft, but in British markings, so obviously used in frontline service with the various military forces in the UK. And so I thought I'd do a quick video just to show the ones that I had got. So the first one, and it should be number one, is this P51 Mustang. This is the Rebel kit, and it's either, I think it's the P51B. Now this is one of my favourite kits, the Rebel kit. The other one is for the P51 is the Airfix P51D or the F51. Really nice to put together, and you know, to use as a base and then use aftermarket decals on them. They worked really well for me. I did quite a few. This is the only one I've got left now in British markings, and I kept this one because it's got the shark's mouth decal on the front there. So that's the first one. So the next one is this P47D. Just a fantastic looking aircraft. I mean, it was, you know, bigger than and heavier than the Mustang, but man, could it take punishment and pack a wallop as well. So this one's in the markings for the Asian theatre, the Burma and places like that. And again, this is RAF again, and as I say, the roundels are different because it's for the Burma theatre. So that's number two. Number three is this P40 in desert colours, RAF, with the shark's mouth. This is my wife's favourite aircraft of World War II. She really does like the P40. So this is an Airfix kit, and again just went together really nice. And just something a bit different with the Desert War theatre markings on that one. So that's number three. Number four is the venerable Brewster Buffalo, again, which served in the Asian theatre, Burma and such like, and was did equip some RAF squadrons again. So this is an old Airfix kit. With some additions from, I'm trying to think of the build that I scavenged from. I can't think of the other hobby. No, I can't think of the other company was. But I started doing their Buffalo, and it just wasn't working out for me, and so I bought the Airfix Buffalo, and then just added some of the etch and whatever to enhance the Airfix kit. So that's aircraft number four. Aircraft number five is this P39. Was it the Bell Cobra? Although only equipping one RAF squadron, they attempted to use it in the ground attack role. I can't even remember, you know, what company this kit came from. I've got an idea it's Hobby Boss. I think it's a Hobby Boss kit, but the decals may have been pinched from another kit, so I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Boss. So a very easy, straightforward kit. This fuselage is all one part, and then the wing is all one part, so you just basically put those two together and then throw the rear tail on. So that's number five. So now we're moving on to twin engined, and we've got this Douglas Havoc or Boston. As you may recall, this was a Matchbox kit. Again, the decals for this were taken from a Rebel kit, because I needed to do an RAF aircraft at the time. This was also a dedication build to Dog. It's off its stand at the moment, but again, because it was a Matchbox, it's such a joy to build and went together really well. So that's aircraft number 6. So this is quite an old kit in my collection, as you can tell from the dust and various splodges on it. This is the B-25 Mitchell. I absolutely love the Mitchell. I think it was an awesome aircraft, absolutely fantastic. This is an old Italeri kit, I think. I had this. I think this kit may be, the build itself may be about 10 years old, and I just had a lot of fun putting this together. So that's the Mitchell. So this unusual looking aircraft. This equipped some of the desert squadrons again, so similar colourings to the P40, and this is the Marty Maryland. I'm not sure what company this kit is from. I don't know whether it's one of the Russian companies. It was quite not a very good kit, and it was quite a struggle to put it together, but I did do it eventually, and I'm glad I did, because you know, it's an unusual aircraft to have in my collection. So that's aircraft number 8. One is my B-17, which I believe you guys have seen before. This one's finished in Coastal Command colours, and it's the Academy. It's an early B-17. It's the Academy kit, and again, I have done a video on this one, and it was a really enjoyable build. So all the aircraft that you've seen, all the models that you've seen, are obviously in 1/72nd, which was my scale of choice. So still sticking with the Second World War for the moment, we've got this Harvard that was used to train British pilots. This was, I think this was another Academy kit, although the canopy for it is an aftermarket canopy. The only thing I had to do to this to make it into a British trainer was that the exhaust outlet was longer on the British ones than it was on the American ones, but that was a really interesting build to do. So moving on to something a bit more modern, and although it looks dustier, and a different arm of the British forces. So this is an British Army Chinook, which I think they're probably still serving in the British Army, and they have been and had a lengthy career with the British Army. This was an airfix kit, and again just a really enjoyable build. It's the biggest helicopter I've got as well. So yeah, so that's how many that we got now so far. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is number 11. And I think there is just one more to show you. So we've got this Sabre, which again is an airfix kit, and this one has the shark's mouth on. Another really enjoyable build, and again, you know, perhaps not modern anymore, but certainly moving away from World War II, similar to the Chinook. Now, I said that I've got one more kit to show you, and I've just seen another one, so we're going to be jumping back to World War II. So here it is, the final one, I promise. This is Lockheed Ventura, and I can't even remember the company who produced this particular kit. This is 1/72nd, so it's not the 1/48 one that Ben's doing. This again is finished in Coastal Command colours. So obviously the one I've got to get is the Lockheed Hudson, which looks quite similar to this. But yeah, so quite a few of our aircraft during World War II were being used that came from the States, and that's obviously because we didn't have the aircraft to fulfill the roles from the beginning of World War II, and we had to buy some of these aircraft in order to fill those roles. For instance, Coastal Command, and perhaps we were short on, you know, fighters, so we had to get try things like the P51 and the P40, and we were short on medium bombers, if you like, so the Mitchell, the Havoc, and the Maryland, not to mention the ones that, as I say, I haven't actually got kits of. But anyway guys, I hope you found that of interest. These are all on my shelves. You've probably seen glimpses of them when I did how I display my models, and they're just great fun to look at, and they were great fun to build. Anyway, thanks for watching. I shall let you go now, and take care.